The media has joined forces to decry what it's calling an assault on journalism. The question is, when does criticism rise to the level of assault? Because the current state of journalism certainly deserves criticism. Cable news, in particular, has made a conscious decision to take political sides rather than just cover the facts of a story. MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News cover the exact same stories, but pander to extreme political bases. For instance, if you were to watch MSNBC on a daily basis, you would think Donald Trump is going to jail any day now.
He knows he's facing the serious prospect of time behind bars, and really the card he has left to play is resign and avoid a criminal trial.
But if you turn to Fox News, they would tell you the idea of Donald Trump going to jail is, well...
It is insultingly stupid.
And of course, they both can't be right. But they can both be wrong. And they are. The New York Times credo sums up the role of journalism perfectly. To give the news impartially, without fear or favor, regardless of any party, sect, or interest involved. The New York Times, and journalism in general, is failing the very criteria they established. Jill Abramson is the former executive editor of the New York Times. In her new book, she accuses the Times of having an unmistakably anti-Trump bias, and that some of the headlines have raw opinion not based on fact. So why has journalism changed so much? Why is it now okay, even encouraged, to espouse a particular bias when that was once a fireable offense? The answer is extremely disappointing because there is no moral or righteous underpinning. Pure and simple, the answer is money. When Fox News started in October of 1996, they claimed to be a rebuttal to the liberal bias of the networks. In other words, they embraced their bias, which was criticized by others as being journalistically abhorrent until it worked. MSNBC also started in 1996, and at first was little more than a farm system for its mother network, until it decided to go to the left and be the yin to Fox News' yang. And it worked. And in the middle was CNN. But it's just the facts format put it in last place in the ratings. So even CNN decided to be more biased and more outrageous in its presentation.
That is a flat-out lie.
Pulitzer Prize winners were pushed aside for the likes of Don Lemon. So it was a conscious decision by CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News to be subtly, even blatantly biased in their presentation as a rating strategy. In other words, for money. And we as a nation become even more divided and more angry as we can tune into newscasts that confirm our own bias and allow us to stay close-minded and loathe the opposition. And what's even worse is that important stories and national trends that have a profound effect on our families and on our neighborhoods go uncovered. For instance, did you know that suicide is now one of the leading causes of death in America, with a disturbing 27% increase in suicides in the last year? No, probably because the networks have no time for a story like that. What with the squabbling over the wall and the shutdown in Washington. Oh, and speaking of Congress, did you know that 80% of the bills that pass through Congress do so with a bipartisan vote? No, that's because the networks don't cover the accomplishments of Congress, only the fights. Because it's good TV. I personally know members of Congress who have had their appearances on the networks canceled after a pre-interview because they didn't attack the other side enough. You know, one of the knocks against Donald Trump is that the former reality show star runs the country like a reality show. Maybe so. But cable news has given up on journalism to join the show.
And if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
I'm Larry Menti. We'll talk again next week.